country also, and looks like worldwide all the masajids are empty. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect one and all. But if we want to dig into the reason why masajids are empty, just now one ayat was recited from Surah Al-Dahr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ وَلَا تُطِعْ مِنْهُمْ آثِمًا أَوْ كَفُورًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, hold on, be steadfast, keep struggling for the hukam of your Rabb. One part Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inviting for this, that keep struggling to obey hukam of your Rabb, to follow hukam of your Rabb. Keep struggling, have sabr. Meaning of sabr, that you have pain, and we understand only that little meaning of sabr, that you have pain and you show forbearance. That is not only sabr. That is not only sabr. The real sabr, that to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is a path, lifelong path. That is our lifelong mission, to obey Allah, to worship Allah, to please Allah. That is the lifelong mission of every Muslim. And Allah had said that struggles will come, difficulties will come, trials will come. Allah didn't say that give up my hukam, abandon my hukam, disobey my hukam, ignore my hukam. Allah didn't say that. Allah said, فَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ. I'm trying to explain two parts of this ayat, that keep having that struggle, keep showing firmness, sabr alal bala, that when trials comes, then you keep struggling, get through those trials to obey the hukam of your Rabb. And then the second part, what Allah said, and that will diagnose our sickness, our weakening, reasons of masajid being empty. All the haram of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are empty. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تُطِعْ مِنْهُمْ آثِمًا أَوْ كَفُورًا. That do not obey sinful people or ungrateful people. Do not obey those who are sinful, who are kafur, who has kufran ni'mat, ungratefulness towards the ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not obey them. Let us be honest. Let us ask every Muslim of the world, keep this ayat of Quran Majid in front of you. There are two invitations, one from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and one from those who do not believe into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who have no gratitude towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are drowned into the sins of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They also invite you, and Allah also invite you. Whose invitation are you following more? Are you following invitation of your Rabb more? Or are you following invitation of sinful people more? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us correct understanding of Quran and Sunnah. Surah Al-Dahr was recited. And Surah Al-Dahr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made a great announcement. That time will come, that ayat where it says that your Rabb will give you, what is that ayat? Allah will provide you kas. What? Kasin kan. And then وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Those who are punctual with salat, whether pandemic, whether lockdown, during lockdown, after lockdown, don't go only with warning. There are glad tidings also. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Those who never abandon masajid, who remain extra careful, extra committed to the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let them know, let them have glad tidings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Their Rabb will become their Saqi. Saqi, sometimes you have gathering of entertainment, and someone goes through everybody. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, kama yaliqu bi sha'nihi. We have that firm belief, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can comprehend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can describe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But just to explain it to you, some of you, mashallah, you were punctual all the times. Allah said, وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Your Saqi will become your Rabb. When Allah said that have sabr onto the hukam of your Rabb, as a result that you will show sabr, steadfastness, firmness. Oh Allah, make us such that till we breathe our last, we neglect anybody and everybody beside you. We forget anybody and everybody beside you. We disobey anybody and everybody beside you, your Quran and your Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah, make us such. And if you remain like that, then there is only enjoyment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Sharaban tahura, again, Arabic and Quran's Arabic. And English, one of the poorest language onto the whole earth. Biggest, poorest language onto the whole earth. That if zakat can be paid to any language, that can be English. And richest language, it is Arabic. It is Arabic. It is Arabic because it is the language Allah spoke in it. Allah's kalam came down. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, your Rabb will become your Saqi. Your Rabb will become your Saqi. You're having a party. You will be having party of Jannat. You'll be having party of Ruyat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You'll be having party with meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In that party, when you have party, someone passes by. Drinks after drinks. Beautiful, sometimes beautiful juices, cold drinks, this types of drinks. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in that party of Allah's meeting, your Rabb will become your Saqi, and He will provide you Sharaban Tahura. He will provide you Sharaban Tahura. So, I was just trying to explain two different things into the same ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ. Everybody goes through with this ayat. Just ponder about yourself. I should ponder about myself. That there are two different forces inviting us, whose invitation we have said labbaik. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ. And I've been saying, I could be wrong, but I think our comfort zone is over. And we shouldn't be ungrateful to Allah. For centuries, we have lived on this earth like a Jannat. And Nabi Sassam had said everything. That before end of time, you will be tested. You will go through trials. To be steadfast onto the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will become as if you are holding burning coal in your hand. It will be so tasting that you will pass through grave and you will say, I wish I would have been buried on your place. And there are so many riwayat. So, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us such. We shouldn't ask for trouble. We should never ask for trouble. But all these trials and troubles and tribulations has been forecasted 14 centuries ago. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ. Some turbulences will come. Have sabr for the hukam of your Rabb. And وَلَا تُطِعْ مِنْهُمْ آثِمًا أَوْ كَفُورًا. Second invitation will come from the sinful person. From that forces who will be ungrateful to Allah, who don't know Allah, who don't want to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who always want to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Invitation will come from them. Invitation is coming from Quran and Sunnah. You must be judged for yourself that whose invitation you have accepted. Our body, one day it will be perished. Do what you like. One day it has, separation between body and soul onto the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. while performing salat, while into sujood, while just by Muhammad Rasulullah in Medina Munawwara, into that blessed land, and you are breathing your last with iman and conviction and yaqeen and Subhana Rabbiyal A'la and Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, and your body also become bearer of testimony of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, your blood also become bearer of testimony of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Is that good passing away? Or you remain fearful and you even abandon houses of Allah and salat and congregational salat, and then you die? You be judged for yourself. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, giving this glad tidings that one day Allah ta'ala will become saqi and Allah will provide sharaban tahura. And then Allah is very appreciative. Allah said, Inna hadha kana lakum jaza'a. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is a reward to you. وَكَانَ سَعْيُكُمْ مَشْكُورًا. Allah is saying that your efforts I will take hand in hand. I will appreciate where everything comes from Him, but look at His appreciation. إِنَّ هَذَا كَانَ لَكُمْ جَزَاءً وَكَانَ سَعْيُكُمْ مَشْكُورًا. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept one and all. يا أول الأولين يا آخر الآخرين يا راحم المساكين يا ذا القوة المتين يا ذا المن فلا يمن عليك يا ذا الطول يا ذا الجلال والإكرام لا إله إلا أنت زهر اللاجئين وجار المستجيرين ومأمن الخائفين يا مأمن الخائفين إن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب أشقياء فامحو عنا اسم الشقاء فامحو عنا اسم الشقاء وإن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب مقطرا علينا أرزاقنا فامحو تخطير رزقنا وحرمان رزقنا واكتبنا وأثبتنا عندك سعداء ووفقنا الخير فإنك تقول في كتابك يمحو الله ما يشاء ويثبت وعنده الكتاب. اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لنا وترحمنا فإذا أردت بقوم فتنة فتوفنا غير مفتونين فاقبضنا غير مفتونين. اللهم ارزقنا شهادة في سبيلك واجعل موتنا ببلد رسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد